Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to the after party where we have a big fight with a big bad to talk about. How are we doing, folks?
Ready to fight even more somehow.
I'm in so much pain.
Oh,
He's hurt me so bad.
Brandon.
Really? It seemed like Connor kind of bounced back quickly from this fight.
Connor was fine. Brandon got his ass kicked, yeah.
That makes sense. That checks out.
Okay.
We all went to Brandon's house and kicked the shit out of him.
I play tested this by sending the Christian devil to Brandon's house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are there any expenses associated with that? Because that will affect sort of our accounting for the month.
Yeah, when the Christian devil came over, we did just play Mario Kart and drink Capri Suns and eat some Lunchables, so...
Now, Brandon, you better not have expensed Mario Kart because I know you owned it already.
Brandon, you know you can only expense it if you play Mario Kart on Join the Party's time.
It's true.
I'll just take it off of my Christian taxes.
Well, folks, we have a ton to talk about in these 3 very eventful episodes. But first, a very special announcement at the top of the show. And Julie, if you could just put in a little tinkly music, like maybe a xylophone. Folks, this campaign ending is also going to be the series finale of Join the Party. Now, if you are not a fan of British panel shows and whatnot, that means that this season is our final season. The show is almost 10 years old, and it is time for us to bring it to a close because we started in 2016. And I don't know about you, but I certainly have lived several lifetimes in that time.
Yeah. I died a few times, too.
Wow.
We are so proud of what we've done on the show, and it will remain up and live for people to re-listen to and enjoy. Don't you worry. You're still going to be able to access Discord, our entire archive of bonus materials, and our episode transcripts, but much more to come because we have a couple final things for you to enjoy here on this feed. So basically, after you enjoy the next 2 episodes of the show, episode 34 followed by episode 35, we are then going to have 2 weeks to gather all of your questions for this final after party. I was kind of thinking of it as like the diner breakfast after the after party, you know, like when you go and meet up at the diner at like 8 a.m. because you've closed down the bar and like it's just been a great fun night and you have to really cap it off with some carbs. That is what this after party is going to be. So anything about the finale of this campaign and every campaign before this, and then we're going to talk about it. But don't worry, you're not going to have a bad Tuesday because we will have a bonus one shot in that week in between.
Yeah.
So make sure you can ask any question about anything, get any questions you want answered in.
Yes.
I'm expecting at least one about Dr. Bertha Bones. I'm just going to put that out there.
You gotta hope.
I can only imagine after all of the time and effort we've put into microphones and all the money we've put into microphones and all the software that Brandon stole from the SiriusXM Corporation.
God damn it, Eric. It's been so long.
Yeah, the podcast is ending. I'm letting it all out. That we're still going to be making podcasts to enjoy. We're going to talk about that stuff on the feed. So yeah, send your questions in. We're going to be letting you know what's next for all of us. And what a time. What a life.
What a time.
What a time.
Eric, have you been stuffing cash into your microphone as you work and record? Or
If by microphone you mean secret crypto wallet, then yes.
Makes
I
sense.
did.
So I've been using the podcast to get Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I don't know. I'm still not really sure how it works.
But the Bitcoin gets delivered, baby.
But the RSS feed is solving those puzzles as fast as possible, and I've been pocketing the slivers of Bitcoin.
This is actually the reason why we have to end the show because
Shocking.
There's
our
crypto
wallet
crime
got
happening.
stolen.
Yeah, I'm letting it all out, and the FBI is coming to Julia's house right
Oh no.
Now.
Knock.
Well, is there the sort of equivalent in comic books of a smash cut? Like, what is is there like a full page spread where we watch like somebody fall very slowly or like
Yeah.
a feather settle and then like we open up the new spread and like brand new chapter?
Yeah, dog. You just described it perfectly.
Sick. That's what we're doing here as we get into some questions about Campaign 4, about the world building and the podcast as a whole. Very important. From Torbo the Scald. What color does Miss Rita turn if she accidentally farts in public and people definitely know it's her?
This is a tough one.
Oh, God.
Eric, take your time. I don't want you to mess this up.
The first thing that came to me is like, what do I associate? That's such a mom thing to do, right? It feels like such a mom thing. And I'm associating it directly
To
with
fart in public?
Miss Rita being nervous about people knowing it's her.
Sure.
Feels like a very mom
Got
thing to do. And like the first thing that comes to me is like the taupe of one of my mom's minivans when I was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like it's not quite gray and it's not quite like copper, but it's somewhere in between. And I think that like it also belies the embarrassment that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a suggestion of fart.
Ah.
I didn't say brown, I said copper for those eagle-eyed listeners at home.
That's a very upsetting image on a human person. Like, imagine if you saw someone and their skin tone was like gray tinged beige.
Like
That would
it's
be
like
bad.
zombie colored, and it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
I just let it toot out at the open air mall.
I mean, the open air mall is the ideal place to let it toot
Ideal.
out.
She's
That's
still
true.
nervous
Escape.
though. She still
That's
feels
true.
she still feels bad.
But the nervousness makes it slip out faster, so that's the part of the
Aw.
problem. It's a vicious cycle, really.
Mhm.
It really is.
Yeah.
Excellent journalism. Thank you all so much. Mike wants to know, with the mention of bees, I want to know what our math teacher is doing during all this chaos.
Oh, no.
The bees are too small to be possessed by demons, so
Mm.
they're fine.
Oh, good.
That's important.
That's huge. That basically.
No, it's small.
yeah.
Yeah, they're very, very, very small. Well, they're a collective, but each bee individually needs to be possessed by the demons.
That
Right.
makes sense.
Because you can't possess a hive mind. Got
No, everyone knows.
I
that.
have some bad news for Pluribus then.
it.
Megan K wants to know, totally may have already been discussed, but if our wonderful PCs were all made out of clear 90s plastic like Teamcast 64 TM, what color would each character be?
Good question. I'm going to look up N64 colors right now.
I can demonstrate. I have some demonstrations. So I have this one. This one is grape. This one is purple.
Mm.
So this is really dark, and that's more of a purple situation. But I also have the atomic purple that I've been thinking about. I have right here. This one. Oops. Sorry, I hit the button that took a screenshot. This one you can see more in. It's definitely more translucent, but still purplish. There's like an orange one. A lot of them are like the grape ones that I showed you. They're much more opaque. There's an orange one. There's a green one. There's a blue one. Definitely. Obviously, there's a black one. I think we can assume there's like a totally translucent one as well.
There's a Pikachu one.
Ooh.
Oh, you mean this one right here?
We're just showing off today.
No, they've just always been here. It's just this is what keeps me company, Julia.
They really gave you the option to show off today then.
If I were a stronger man, I would go downstairs and grab my Pikachu N64 and show it to you, Eric.
Well, then go get it, motherfucker. It's not my fault that you feng shuied your life in a way you can't just reach it and show it to people.
I think Kraft would be one of those teal old iMacs. You remember the clear
Oh,
plastic
yeah. Ooh,
colored
yeah.
ones?
Mhm.
Oh man, those are like the ideal version of a desktop computer, huh?
Yeah. I honestly, Mac should go back to that. Like, Apple
They
should
should.
go back to that. Like, I think it's time. We're ready for it.
I'm surprised that they haven't.
I've seen a couple of people turn the shells of those Macs into terrariums, and I want it real bad.
That's
smart.
fun. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Connor there's a version that has a clear white on the bottom and then an atomic color on top.
Yeah.
This one doesn't exist, but I think the like more solid white bottom, but then the fantastic jungle green on top is
Mm.
like, that's the Connor, you know?
I
Very
like that.
cool.
Yeah.
I think Rowan's would be like a burgundy, like a very, very deep red
Ooh,
in the atomic sort of sparkle with like the lightness going through it.
that's cool.
Now, Amanda, there is one in the Fantastic series called the Fantastic Fire Orange.
Ooh,
Pretty cool.
let me look that up.
Googling that as well.
Okay, that's a little bit too orange, but the mix of pigment to translucency is exactly right.
Cool.
Mhm.
Love that.
I am going to call you, by the way, Brandon, Translucent King, well after Join the Party is over, just
Excellent.
so you
I hope you do.
know. Yes, you're welcome.
I hope you say that in a meeting with a client.
I also hope that. All right, Maggie W516, which is also my area code. Maggie, are you from Long Island?
What?
Wants to know how I feel about heated rivalry. Maggie knows how I feel about heated rivalry because they continue. Your likes on all of the posts I see about heated rivalry on Instagram make me smile.
Called out.
Got him.
Absolutely roasted.
Yes, that is my answer. Yes, heated rivalry. Yes.
Hard agree. Yes.
Has anyone else enjoyed the sacred text? Brandon, you live with a bisexual. Have you been present / around heated rivalry?
No.
Okay,
Fair
I'm gonna
enough.
say
private.
no judgment at all, Amanda, but a strong no from me, dog.
Mhm.
That is perfectly fine.
I have watched Heated Rivalry, and at one point I was trying to talk to Jake about it while he was washing dishes, and I said to
Julia,
him,
what a great division of gendered labor. Thank you so
It's
much.
so good. I was like, hey, you know that gay hockey show that I was telling you about? And he said, what about Yu Hakusho? And I was like, yeah.
So close.
When they first started talking about it, I thought people were talking about Yuri on Ice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have been able to tell a bunch of young queers about Yuri on Ice who were not on Tumblr in 2015-16 during the formative times.
What a time for them.
What a time.
What a time.
I've been watching Shoresy, which is the
Cool.
same, especially because Jacob Tierney, the director of Heated Rivalry, he is showrunner of Letterkenny, and I think he also does Shoresy as well. Also hockey. Season 5 just finished in Canada. It's coming to Hulu at the end of February, so yes.
Nice.
So, like, on a scale of not to Heated Rivalry, how gay is that?
How much topping is there in Shoresy?
More importantly, bottoming.
I'm going to say
Or bottoming.
3. Better hockey, though.
Okay.
Better hockey scenes.
Pretty good.
Okay.
And
Pretty
I've
good.
been watching Homeland.
I stopped watching Homeland. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore.
And Brandon, on a scale of 0 to Heated Rivalry, how much sodomy is in that show?
None that you would want.
Okay.
Good answer.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's sodomy, but it's for the Bush era U.S. government. So
Yep, there we go. Eric got it.
It's tough. Actually, no gay people had sex during the entire Bush administration.
As we all know.
That's just factual. And a wonderful message from Haley XXS. I'm so incredibly behind on the campaigns, but I want you all to know the impact you have on people and their lives. Your show has brought so much joy and happiness to my life and has also helped me make new friends through D&D and other RPGs that I found out I love through listening to Join the Party. I started listening to you in 2019 and I've practically grown up with you all and everything you've done. I've gone from listening to you guys while getting ready for my first day of high school to listening to you guys with my son, who is a baby, but you've got to start him young. I know this is very out of the blue, but I want to make sure you know that what you do and the joy you bring to people matters. You guys are all truly amazing, and I can't wait for what's to come and all the things you'll do next. Heart, heart, heart.
I don't want to start the after party crying, Amanda. That's just rude.
That was really sweet. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Haley.
Haley. And if you guys want to write more of this for the breakfast at the end of the after party, I am just trying this out here. You know, we can vote. Please do.
yeah, send it in through Patreon and through Discord, and I'm still manning the 1s and 2s on the social media, so I see all your messages. It's good stuff.
Yeah. All right, folks, let's wipe our tears and turn to a very cool train-centric arc here.
God.
It was a great train.
It was a
good
great train.
At some point, I did say, what if this was the rest of the show, staying on the train?
And Eric, it was very tempting. We loved that train.
I was so tempted.
That would have been fine. Beginning with some train sound design, Chloe S.A. wants to know, Brandon, what city's metro did you use to sound design the episode? It sounded so much like what I'm used to in Toronto that it immediately snapped me mentally to being on the platform, though I am realizing that a lot of metros probably sound very similar.
Toronto! Let me look it up real quick.
That's pretty good. Toronto has like a series, has like also like a combination of trains and like streetcars. So that would make sense to me. Of something close to like a northeastern light rail that doesn't exist.
Unfortunately, I don't think it tells me in this particular file what city it was, unfortunately. Because I looked through a bunch of them, because you're absolutely right. Like, there's definitely a New York in there, like the door binging, the door, because that's the one I'm used to, door chime when they close. That's a New York one. But New York is a little loud for a futuristic city.
What? I can't hear you.
So it's either Chicago or it might just be like a generic one that isn't named.
And Brandon, have you ever been in real life in a transit environment or an airport or something and been like, whoa, like that would be really evocative?
Yeah, I mean, when we were recording the venerable and excellent and still a good listen show called Next Stop,
Hey.
that Eric wrote,
It's good stuff.
and I directed, and Julia co-directed, and Amanda agreed.
Woo!
You should go check it out. It's very good. Yeah, I mean, my whole brain was wrapped around trains that entire time.
A lot of trains and that.
This is where I learned that naming podcasts is easier than you think it is. Because the entire time when I was writing it, I called it the Delta Line, which just felt like the name of a rom-com in my head. And then Brandon's like, I don't know if that title works. And I'm like, yeah, it does. And I Googled it. And I'm like, Delta Airlines. I'm like, nope, gotta change the name.
And Delta Radiation made it instead into Campaign 2.
There we go.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of which, bunch of questions here around our faves from Campaign 2, which made their first cameo in this whole campaign quite near the end, episode 31. So Ginger wants to know, what happened to Kilonova II? I'm not buying that he's just more ghost than not. There's got to be more to it. Who's the new Kilonova? Is it someone we've met before, a new person, one of Milo's friends somehow?
I asked Brandon, and he will lie about this, but I'm like, hey, Brandon, is it okay if Kilonova gives it up to somebody else? I think we talked about this in the last after party.
I think you asked if he could die, and I said yeah.
I will look up the Slack, Brandon. I will do that right now.
Wait, I love that Vulcani's the only one still surviving canonically. Then.
Yeah,
We
that
all
is the thing.
knew
Yes.
Vulcani would be like a crab crawling their way into the new century.
Exactly. That was exactly my thought. That Vulcani was the only one who survived. So I because it felt like Milo would give it up for some reason. I thought because he got himself into some scrape and now he's like, I did think he was more ghost than person and like couldn't hold things most of the time. So he gave it up. I had a real like Miles Morales sort of thought where it's like, let's give it to a young person, which I think is so funny. I've been thinking about that since Watchmen, the comic book. And just that first scene of the Watchmen movie where they play The Times They Are Changing, where I always thought it was interesting where like superheroes gave it up and there's like an old guy in the corner. And I'm like, that guy also was the Owl Man. And now this is Owl Man. And it just made a lot of sense. I thought that Kilonova II is just like an upstart who also was vaguely into science. I wanted Kilonova II's powers to be a little bit different in kind of a Miles Morales sort of way. And as I think Kraft said, like maybe less space centric in this one, maybe just more straight up ghost centric.
Everyone's always criticizing me about the space ghost dichotomy.
It's just funny when you were like, yeah, I'm thematically space related, and here are my ghost powers.
Yeah. So I was just like, she also had ghost powers and like inherited the mantle from Kilonova. And also she knows who Danny Phantom is, while Kilonova 1 does not know who Danny Phantom is, so that would be helpful.
That's wild.
Hell yeah.
I'm just saying that none of you fuckers can tell me that space isn't full of ghosts.
That's true. It's fair. I think that's fair though. Like that's like just the small changes between the two. It's like this is a distinct person, and also they call themselves Kilonova the sequel. I thought that was good. That's like Ratcatcher 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a thing.
That's for Ratcatcher 2 was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I agree.
We're agreeing.
That is a thing.
Ginger also wants to know, Eric, how do you balance including elements of season 2 with your belief that people don't need to listen to it to enjoy campaign 4? I think the decision to include Kilonova II and Vulcani was super well done, but did you have any doubts about doing it when it would almost certainly be a distraction from whatever was currently happening in the story, or at least stick out to people who had listened to campaign 2?
Sure. Absolutely. I mean, I think that like they're adults, so interacting with them would have been really specific, and this felt like the time to do it. I did want to do it in some sort of way, but I think that Vulcani, as just a older, angry Italian fire-powered person who works as a professional, and now that like Milo is not even Kilonova anymore, and who knows where multi-tool / preserver is, like I think that's what's important. And I really did want it not to be like super attached to it. I do want people to like get into masks this way, and you don't need to like listen to campaign 2 to do it. So it was important for me to do, but I thought about it a lot. When they went back to Bohemia in Not Another D&D podcast, I think Murph said like, it's been 1,000 years, everyone you love is dead, and if you run into them, they're 1,013 years old. And I thought that was kind of like an energy I wanted to bring forward.
I like that. I like that a lot. Also, now I'm picturing Vulcani as like the Wolverine of Lake Town City.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
that they don't age after a certain time.
Yes.
I love that.
You have Vulcani has a molten core now and will never age,
Sick.
like the Earth.
Geothermic energy, baby.
Hell yeah, dog.
Non-binary, don't sag, baby.
Okay.
We'll keep workshopping it. We'll workshop it.
Yeah, there's room
Yeah.
for improvement.
Yeah, just like Ratcatcher 2, that exists.
Mary Ann Jaquith wants to know, the last couple episodes have been super fun for me because I've been re-listening to Campaign 2 in between new episodes of Campaign 4. How did it feel for the players returning to Lake Town City and seeing some of those characters again? Is this something you expected?
No, it definitely isn't something that I expected. And also, it was so funny to make comments before we knew Kilonova was no longer Milo about Kilonova's ass.
So funny.
It was genuinely hilarious.
I'm like, no, this is just some 26-year-old young woman.
Yeah. And that's okay for me to comment on, but for Connor to comment on, not so much.
No, you're still
regretted
leering at a 26-year-old woman, Julia. It's still true.
Yeah.
It still happens.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun, but I think it was in my head. It like was to return to Lake Town City, not to talk about the ass, but it felt so different, like aesthetically. Like it
It
felt.
still could be about the ass.
Yeah, it was. It was dark, huge.
Nice.
There were demons all over it.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
And so in my head, it was like it was enough different that like I don't know that I pictured it the same way, you know.
Yeah. It was not the shining metropolis that we had created in Camp-Paign 2 with their cool pizza and their coffee shops.
Yeah.
It was very much like the train was a liminal moment between going from Jupiter to Lake Town City. So like putting Vulcani and Kilonova II on there and then having them grabbed by a demon and thrown away, I thought was just like it felt the appropriate place to really make those references, even though I made more like smaller references throughout the rest of this one. It's like, if we're going to go back to Lake Town City, I have to acknowledge it in canon, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to skip over the fact that we finally get a great train chase here on Join the Party. One of my very favorite things to see in an action movie or a detective novel is some amount of, hijinks on a train. So Eric, where was the inspiration for this? Were you always planning on having kind of a big set piece? I know you mentioned the train kind of linking the two cities. Was there ever a different version of how that could have gone?
No, I don't think so. You guys dealt with Dakota Ring in a way that I wanted to kind of just take care of. And you also ended up leaning more into Dr. Prometheus more. So it's like, okay, Dr. Prometheus is out there somewhere. The demons are still a problem. The adults are going to receive you in some sort of way. Let's get there. And I wanted also all the students to come together. I thought that was really nice that like all of the seniors decided to meet up in the square and figure their shit out together, which felt very My Hero Academia, which is what I really enjoyed. And then doing that felt good. So I'm like, it was almost like a loading screen going from Jupiter to Lake Town City. So I'm happy with the way that it went. I had an idea that I wanted to do the train, but with masks, you really got to rely on what's in front of you. So that felt good to me.
Hell yeah. I'm glad we didn't just get the teleporter to teleport us into Lake Town City. I'm glad we got to have train time.
Mhm.
Yeah, the teleporter felt exactly, Julia. The teleporter just didn't feel good.
Too easy.
Too easy.
Yeah.
We needed the transition.
Yeah. Is that where we met Julia's favorite character on the campaign? The Great Danielle. What is her name?
Yeah, it's the Great
the Great
Danielle.
Danielle.
Oh, it is the Great Danielle.
She's
Yes.
the best. Best character.
I thought it was so funny. I'm like, yeah, let's make a Satana reference. And it's just like, it's just some girlie who learned stage magic on TikTok and also has magic powers. I just
Linton Parker wants to know, what do y'all think January is doing right now? Super intelligent bunnies must live very, very long lives, right?
I think they become immortal once they become
I
super
agree.
intelligent.
That's the only acceptable answer.
I agree too.
they're chilling. January's chilling.
Yeah, I think January is like watching a real good TV show with like a little bucket full of baby carrots, you know?
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think that's why I wanted Dr. Morrow's brain to be in a jar. Because I'm like, they got up to some shit. Like, don't worry about it. Like, they're out living their lives doing stuff. Like, don't worry about it.
And we are sure that they're just going to put her brain back right into her body, right? Like, she's fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah. For
This
like
is
some
intentional.
reason, her brain's in a jar.
Yeah, okay.
But don't worry
Well,
about it.
no Hugs, Just Bugs offered a hypothesis for this as we segue into episode 32, which is Dr. Morrow good? Coming back for her brain later? Did she just need a little break from all the thoughts? And that is the most relatable sentence I have ever heard in my life.
Here's the thing is if I could take my brain out to go to sleep every night, like I said, if I could redesign my body to have a little switch that just puts me to sleep for 8 hours,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that would be the ideal situation. And I would not be surprised if Dr. Morrow did something like that to her body/brain.
There's something nice about the idea of being able to take your brain out and putting it into like a dentures thing where you clean the dentures overnight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like
Oh,
a
an
jar.
Alka-Seltzer would do my brain so well right now.
Or like those videos where they use like waves to like clean off metal, like jewelry.
Yeah, super
Yes.
ultrasonic waves, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest the sanitizing liquid that barbers use.
So good. Barbasol.
Julia's brain is just peeking out of Barbasol with like
Yeah.
a big ass comb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Return to heated rivalry. Girlies have been referring to hockey rinks as boy aquariums, as many of you have seen on social media. But additionally, they've been referring to Zambonis as tank cleaners. And I just need one of those for my brain. Just Zamboni all over it. Comes out real smooth.
They're not calling it the Zamboners? Like, what are we doing here, folks?
No, they're not horny for the Zambonis, Brandon.
They don't fuck on a Zamboni? They should.
No, but
Wow.
there was a photo shoot where one of them is shirtless on a Zamboni, and it's my phone background
Yeah,
right now.
the Zamboner.
A boy aquarium is a Dave and Buster's.
I truly thought you were going to say a boy aquarium is a Dave Matthews song.
A boy dust bowl is an outdoor Dave Matthews concert.
It might be a
True.
little late, but parents, I don't think this one's good for your kids.
I also, Julia, in terms of sleeping, I would love that. I've said that many times before that I want sleep to assassinate me. And if I could figure that out, like I don't want to know. I just want it to come very quickly.
Yeah.
I think that's just narcolepsy, and
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
is
people enjoy
narcolepsy.
that.
No, but I like don't want the fact that you need to like set yourself up to sleep. You have to
Mm.
pretend to sleep and then sleep sucks. Like I just want to
Yes.
be like chilling, playing a game on my phone. Like I'm getting the high score on Zuma, which I've hacked into my phone so that I can play it whenever I want. That's the
Nice.
one with the colorful balls and the frog that shoots out and you match stuff like that. And then I want to wake up and then it's 7:30 in the morning.
I'm
Ideal.
just realizing what you just said, that it's insane that
Yeah.
we pretend to sleep
Mhm.
and then trick our own bodies into sleep.
I hate
Yeah.
it. I hate
Pretending
it
to
so
sleep.
much. It's my lead. It's the worst.
I'm really bad at pretending, which is why sleep comes so bad for me.
Me too. Yeah, same.
So to that point, yeah, Dr. Morrow, that's what I was trying to get across with the fact that there was just like a lab in Lake Town City Tower where we already know that Dr. Morrow has a lab at her house and probably has like a main lab. Like there's this other lab that got put in recently that this tower is in the middle of the city and Dr. Morrow has it there and she's keeping her brain there. So the fact that she just like took her brain out to like chill is 100% like makes sense in reason in canon.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
I love that. I can't wait to see what it's like when she puts her brain back in. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully.
She's probably gonna get a few wires crossed and like walk with her hands and.
She's
and-
already a mad scientist, so no one would bat an eye at that.
It's true.
Now, Amanda, I don't want to criticize your hosting ability here, but it seems like you
Oh?
did miss the most important part of the question from Chicken Bacon Ranch Melt on episode 31, which was Milo's dump truck ass too big to fit into the episode?
Yes, I think they specifically asked why Val and not Milo, and it was because his dump truck ass was too big to fit in the episode.
Milo was too upset that his dump trunk ass is actually translucent now that he couldn't make it into the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a real concern when we were doing the edit. It was like, how am I gonna like fit this thing into my 12-inch monitor or whatever it is? Like, it doesn't quite work. So
Is the RSS feed robust enough to contain an episode with that much ass?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon. That's very important.
As we go into episode 32, I want to talk about the fights that everyone gets into.
Hell yeah.
Both team casts going 1v1 me bro to Connor, and then dealing with Fatburger the Ooze in a tank getting chased by demons everywhere. Was that satisfying for everyone, getting the chance to unleash your powers and do some violence?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I always love doing a big action scene, personally. That's my favorite part about comic books and my favorite part about masks is getting to create the scene that I would want to see in the comic book pages.
I thought it was super fun because I don't know why I've had, I guess, again, spoilers for Clone Wars, I think.
A series that's been out for, 15 years now?
Yeah, but one of the coolest fight sequences ever is the Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan fight sequence on Tatooine, where, Obi-Wan just, and it's very classic samurai, Obi-Wan just like slices Darth Maul in half it's like you expect this big battle, and then it's over in like literally half a second.
Yes.
And it's so fun and so cool. And so that's what I was trying to conjure that.
Oh.
With Connor.
I like that, though, because it's like Team Cast is a spy, and Connor is a big lad who will ouch. So it's like, that's what happens, man. It's like you had your confrontation. Team Cast is like, I've been this the entire time. I tried to snipe you, and it didn't work. Oopsie. And then you're just going to deal with it. Like, I really liked that's how the resolution went, especially because I'm keeping the consequence of you doing that in my pocket.
Love it. Yeah. It was fun. I liked it.
Speaking of that moment, Brandon, the Cool Hand Lucas points out more of a funny after-party comment than a question, but when Connor was facing Team Cast 64 in the ice rink, once Team Cast started coming at Connor with a chainsaw, my mind instantly went to the Jamiroquai Virtual Insanity music video. Is this a touchstone text for anybody else? Because this is my first time seeing it.
It's not a touchstone text, I don't think. But
But I love this person's point of reference.
Well,
Yeah.
it should be, because Jamiroquai, a very strange artist coming out of Britain, psychedelic jazz, funky jazz. Anyway, it's very like OK Go treadmill music video style / that Destiny's Child one where like the room keeps
Yeah.
rotating, but it's in like a concrete box apartment. It is very cool, and I highly recommend that everybody check it out. I will drop it here for hosts. But
The reference point is that Jamiroquai keeps moving furniture around with his hands. He's wearing a big hat, and then the furniture keeps moving. And I think that doing it on ice is absolutely how that feels.
sick as hell.
Do you want to know that Wikipedia defines the style as acid jazz?
I thought it was like white
Acid
people funk.
jazz.
That was a real thing that happened.
Basically.
I also just want to say, Cool Hand Lucas is a very good name. Good job.
It is.
For Amanda and Julia, how did it feel taking on Fatberg and the Ooze when they're in distress?
I think it's always really fun when we get to like make a plan and then see if it happens in masks, because I think I am very much sort of primed to recreate scenes that I love from fiction in my head. And so the scene that I was picturing when we were trying to like corner Fatberg and the Ooze was the scene from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen where they're trying to catch
Julia.
Mr. Hyde in the streets of Paris. And they basically like keep trying to like dead end him using guns and stuff in order to catch him at the end. So lure him into a trap. So that was my idea.
Julia, was also picturing Paris, but it was Elliot Page trying to like escape the buildings that keep crumbling down. And it's like a
from
very
Inception.
brief sequence in Inception, but I really enjoy it.
That's very cool.
It's nice when you set up something and then it's just like it doesn't happen. So you get to make up anything that works. It's like it's not that you didn't do it. It's that a different giant demon decided to take care of it for you, and you just got to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Which I think is honestly, a very fine consequence to tabletop RPGs.
Ain't that just the way?
It does. You do everything right, and then someone more powerful shows up, and you just kind of move it. I think there was also something about, like, because there was so much chaos, and, like, everyone was just kind of running around doing stuff, like, we assume that, like, the teachers and the other adults in Lake Town City, and also even the other students, are just, like, not around. Like, they're all dealing with stuff happening at the same time, and I think that was important to me that, like, Kilonova II, Old Vulcani, and Fatberg and the Ooze, like, they're getting worked by these demons. Like, that's just what's happening, and everyone, well, other than Rowan, is going to have a hard time dealing with this.
Did you expect, Eric, for Emily Slaughter to enter the fray no matter what? Or was there some kind of condition or tracker as to like whether we'd converge with her or if she'd beat us at the tower, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think that there are some things that just got put on my plate. Like when I wrote out the arc for this, I had definitely had some of the ideas that I was talking about. So for phase 2, making the move, which is got to do it in phases, right? So phase 1 was said the teachers at school get possessed. Wordsmith is distressed after things Connor said really got to him. And then we introduce the adults who can't figure out how to help our students. So that's that. In phase 2, the Christian devil is working on objects of power, and then I have my list there. Wraith is not around. I wrote that down. Wraith is somewhere else, and we'll talk about that at some point. And Dr. Prometheus is going to try to grab stuff too, using something he took from the armory at school, and he will also try to destabilize things that are happening and lie to get what he wants. So that was always out there. Another thing that I had written down was... and Rick Powers was in the cast. Rick Powers has to feel inferior by Rowan doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened when Rick Powers threw himself in front of Connor. That happened when Rick Powers was dealing with Emily Slaughter. And then that happened when Rick Powers is dealing with the Christian devil there at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I love that that's one of his defining traits.
In this arc, Rick Powers needed to feel inferior to what was going on everywhere, and Rowan to being able to take care of stuff while other people... well, being the only one who did that. Yeah, I wrote that down.
My poor boy. He deserves so much better.
You poor boy, Brandon. This is the hill you're going to die on?
Brandon's always been a Rick Powers stan.
So I think that was important for me, for Rick Powers to be like Rowan, be like, tell me what to do, man. Like, I'm around. Tell me what to do. So throwing Emily Slaughter out there and like setting that array of like 4 different problems. It's like, okay, Connor's going to go deal with the sniper. And then there's like 3 things you can do. And sending Rick Powers to go do one, I think was really important to the story and game construction that I was laying out.
It also does feel very reminiscent to me of the scene from Camp-Paign 2 where it was the bus with Emily Slaughter and Val.
God.
And like there was no real like decision that could work
When I
out
literally
the way
made you
that
do the trolley problem.
Yes, you made me do the trolley problem. And that's how it kind of felt with Rick Powers, where it was like, there are 4 different things for us to do. There's only 3 of us. We don't really want to split up. What do we do?
Mm-hmm. And at the time, I thought that may be the last time we see Connor in this like entanglement. And I was legitimately worried. I think you hear me on microphone being like, I don't want to tell Brandon what to do, but also like, fuck, this is so hard.
Brandon was confident and we just let him do what he decided he
Connor
wanted to do.
samurai'd the shit out of Team Cast.
I knew it was going to be fast.
I knew I could beat that guy's ass, says Brandon.
Well, I got to go samurai the shit out of some more prosciutto in the kitchen. I'm going to bring out some mozzarella, some melon, some little pretzel rods. So I'll be right back. Hey, everybody, it's Amanda. Listen, it is hard out there right now. I am recording this in the afternoon of Monday, January 26th, 2026, as I spent all weekend watching my neighbors get kidnapped and killed in Minneapolis by ICE and CBP. It makes it hard to want to do anything else. And I know I speak for all of us at Multitude when I say that we love and value that so many of you use our podcasts to escape from the world for a little bit or to figure out how to deal with the world while in the company of people who are trying to figure out the same thing. At least one of you, by the way, listening out there is listening to Join the Party while doing ICE watch patrols in Minneapolis. So thank you. Shout out. You know who you are. If you are listening to this and you are going to tune out, and that is what Join the Party is for you, you are valid. We recommend it. And if you want to help in a small way, I have a plan. So we are donating our ad space on Join the Party for the foreseeable future to small businesses, mutual aid efforts, and other organizations in Minneapolis benefiting immigrants, protesters, and activists. If you are a podcaster or content creator and you want to join us in this effort, I have made a list that you can reference of places to support and how to do it at bit.ly/MNpodcastads, all lowercase. That link is also in the description of this episode. So here's how it's going to work. I am about to read an ad for a business in Minneapolis, tell you how to support it and how they use your donation to support and feed immigrants and protesters. Ready? We are spotlighting El Burrito Mercado this week. They are a fabulous business in Minneapolis that sells food, groceries, and other Mexican goods. Right now, I'm very excited because they're working with the nonprofit Neighborhood House Minnesota to feed neighbors impacted by ICE raids. So they get culturally relevant requested goods from these families, many of whom are Central and South American and want to cook the food that they know how to cook with the ingredients they like to use. And El Burrito Mercado is a place where Neighborhood House buys those goods and then gives it directly to families who need it. You can join us. You come in supporting their work by buying a digital gift card that will then be used to foot the bill for all of those groceries and food. So you can go to bit.ly/burritomn, all lowercase, link is also in the description, and purchase a gift card. In the recipient field, you're going to send that gift card to giftcards@neighborhoodhousemn.org, and all that info, again, in the description below. One more time, that's bit.ly/burritomn. Buy a gift card and send the gift card to giftcards@neighborhoodhousemn.org. Thank you so much, and please let us know on social media if you do this so we can thank you. This is an experiment, going to see how it goes. And again, if you're a podcaster, content creator, link is bit.ly/MNpodcastads, all lowercase. As far as Join the Party housekeeping goes, did not plan for this specifically to be the after party with the big announcement. I hope you can keep up. We are listing our upcoming release schedule in the episode description. We love you. We know some of you may be sad, but we are here for you. We're going to continue posting Patreon benefits through at least the end of February. So if you are a Patreon member or would like to join us for free or for money, you can still do that at patreon.com/jointhepartypod. Joining also gives you access to the last 10 years of bonus content, and that stuff isn't going away. So don't feel like you have to rush. Here at Multitude, we also take really seriously our commitment to show up for you week after week. It means the world to me and to so many of my colleagues that we can provide you with some comfort and support, especially during those times when you need it most. So if you are looking for another podcast to keep you company no matter what you are doing in the world right now, I'm going to keep recommending other Multitude shows each week. This week, I want to shout out Wow If True. This is the single podcast about the internet that I listen to even when I'm feeling sad, because I know that the hosts, the tech culture journalist Amanda Silberling and the science fiction author/attorney Isabel J. Kim, are going to treat me with humor and care, but also be plugged in to the fact that the internet is our world now in so many ways, and people who make a lot of money on the internet are influencing policy, etc. It's all related. And so they'll go from talking about something like AIs playing Pokemon to actually connecting that to the real world and what that means about the internet, about policy, about the future. Check out Wow If True wherever on the internet you find your podcasts. New episodes drop every other Wednesday. And now, back to the show. Okay, folks, we're back. Do you like this prosciutto di Parma?
Amanda, you should have just told me you were going to come to my house and raid my refrigerator. Like, you could have just let me know ahead of time.
I was going to ask Julia, can you go ahead and tell me what everything on the plate is in the way that you say it?
Some mortadelle.
Mortadelle.
Some gabagool.
I thought it was unnecessary to go to Julia's house and then challenge Jake to a duel for his honor, and then there's arterial spray all over Julia's house now.
No, and then Jake just says after you, lays down his own jacket on the floor, even though it's very clean in that house, and then lets you get the first helping of prosciutto di Parma.
Yeah, God, that's my favorite scene in Seven Samurai.
Jake says, I spent $1,000 at Uncle Giuseppe's. Here you go.
Hooray. All right, some questions here. Rounding out the kind of halfway point of this block of episodes, Cammie Deer wants to know, though I'm a little bit late in asking, is the Christian Devil's first name actually Christian in canon? I've been thinking about this all the time.
Oh, like Christian the
Like
name.
his first name is Christian?
It is insane that English speakers were like, let's just name this boy Christian.
Right.
Like, let's just name this kid Catholic or this one Jew.
Yes, or our great Quaker names of like abstinence always.
Yeah.
And temperance.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't the director of Moonstruck, his name is Norman Jewison?
I actually don't know
true.
that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look.
I think that's true. And like, what a name for a guy who's not Jewish. Shout out to that guy.
Sure is. Sure
Hell
is
yeah.
that. Damn.
Wild.
That's awesome.
It's important for me to say that this is the Christian Devil every single time. So whether or not you think that the Christian Devil is all one mononym, or that his name is like is the prefix, Christian is first name and Devil is last name, whatever you want.
Don't forget the doctor. We keep leaving it off, but he is Dr.
Dr. Reverend, the Christian Devil.
That's true. That makes me want to select the as my honorific. You'll see sometimes these long lists, like Virgin Airlines used to have this, where they would have like Dame, the Right Honorable, like all of the British things that you can imagine. And just the would be an incredible power move. Like the Amanda McLaughlin. Come on.
That'd be sick. We should do that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another fun fact about Norman Jewison, directed Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, he sure did.
That's why it's so confusing.
He sure
That's
did.
some stolen valor.
The most Jewish and most Italian movies are just in this regular white man's pockets.
Yep.
Wild.
Just that Protestant man.
TJ rolls not 20 for hugs, wants to know, regarding the final line of episode 32, quote, finally, nepotism has its day in the sun. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Christian Devil? Not at all, my brother in Christ. Where have you been?
TJ, thank you for recognizing my joke. I thought it was very funny as well.
It was a good one.
TJ also wants to know, Eric, was it always going to be Teamcast, or did the players say the name and you immediately shifted gears?
You know, I knew it was going to be the U.S. government, but I didn't know exactly. And I'm like, oh, that's right. Teamcast is out there. That totally just makes sense.
A tool
That's
of
true.
the U.S. government.
Yeah.
So Connor's going to have to fight some idiot CIA officer or something.
I'm not even
Maybe.
sure, because like also the thing with Teamcast's battery was also floating out there. Like it just kind of made sense. I guess when the sniper shot happened, I wasn't exactly sure, but it kind of all came together in a way that slotted perfectly there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Great Brindlewood Bay Bake Off wants to know, did you always know the Christian devil was going to be the or a big bad in the end? Was there a possibility that Fatberg would have been the last big baddie instead had the players made some different choices when they were down in purgatory?
Now, before we answer the question, Amanda, should we also add a or to the honorific list so I can be a Brandon Grugle?
Oh, that's really good. Like not an initial, but just an article.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I like that.
I'm into it.
I guess my answer to that is there's 2 more episodes of the campaign left. So.
Ah.
Mhm.
Who can say?
Isn't the real big bad finishing high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Comes before you're ready.
The real big bag is the friends we made along the way.
I think the real big bad is figuring out what adulthood means to you.
Oh, shit.
And we never are able to fight that one or beat
Nope.
that one.
Miriam, not my doppelganger, but a patron, allegedly, would like to know, I 100% missed how the ooze escaped Kraft's hard light container back when Fatberg attacked the school. Can you remind me, how did he sneak out?
There were a bunch of toilets that were overflowing, and I think it got lost in the chaos.
I think, yeah, it got lost in the chaos. I think that's also the thing I was trying to emphasize, that like, that's why Wordsmith was taking what Connor said so hard, because it's like, not only is it, we're trying to protect the most amount of people here, he didn't even do it. And that's why in the cloche, there was a part of the ooze, and that was good enough for Wordsmith, even though that wasn't fully the ooze. So I think the ooze is just tricky, and, you know, the ooze can appear at any time. But I remember there was chaos at the end, and it all kind of shook out in a weird way.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything else to talk about from episode 32?
Oh, I have something to talk about with 32.
What's up?
Hey, Julia, how does it
Hey.
feel to trust your weird dad for a second? And it turns out he did kind of the thing he wanted to do, even not really giving a shit about you. How'd you feel about that?
Kind of what I expected, honestly. I think Kraft trusted Dr. Prometheus as much as you have to trust someone who has something or is helping you out in a way. So it's like, I'm not going to say, no, stop helping us in this dire situation, but I am going to assume that you are acting as some sort of ulterior motive.
Sure.
Whether or not that is, oh, I'm doing this nice thing so my daughter will like me more, or, oh, there's the brain of one of the greatest scientists in the world that's up for grabs. Let me get on that.
Yeah. He's very good at like stretching the truth to like say to you something that is helpful, but he's also going to get his at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember both with Rick Powers and with Dr. Prometheus. I think Amanda with Rick Powers and then Julia with Dr. Prometheus. You're like, no, we can figure this out. No, you don't have to do that. And they're both like, no, let me do this. And they just kept saying over and over, no, let me do this. Let me do this. I need to do this. And eventually both of you just kind of relented and like pointed him in the direction that we wanted, which I thought was important for what these guys needed to go through this story.
Yeah. I think there's like a certain amount of like, when an NPC is so pushy about a thing, my thought is, well, I got to see where the story's going with this part.
Yeah, it's like I try not to feel bad that I'm pushing so hard, because like you could just keep saying no, but it's like there's a thing that happens in tabletop RPGs where it's like you can't just tell someone no, you got to do something about it. Like either offer them something else or like push them away or like be aggressive, but like you can't just say nah, it's chill. Like I just don't think that's how like plot. Like if a character is carrying plot, you can't just be like, nah, go home. Like you can't do that. You got to do something. And pushing someone to the brink. It's like when you sit in a room and you ask a question of like a group of people and you just like sit there and don't say anything. Eventually someone's going to have to do something.
Right.
And that's a very similar sort of way of like when you have an NPC who wants something, which is every NPC, if you force the issue, you got to make them make a choice.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
All right, folks, let's get into episode 33, kicking off windswept, cinematic, top of the tower, circle with powerful objects. I, for one, gasped when Tuna was revealed.
Oh, we were all like, oh, I think we all yelled at you a little bit. We were like, no,
how dare you?
Here's the thing about this is Eric never said in the episode that it was officially Tuna canonically.
But we know.
But then I got the recap where he said the name Tuna, and I was like, fuck you, Eric.
I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I think it's because I have this list of the objects of power, which I was referring to earlier from my phase 2 of my document. The objects of power is one, a core of pure delta radiation that is inside of Fatberg, Dr. Morrow's brain, Emily Slaughter's sword, Mr. Mind's helmet, and Tuna the ghost cat. That was the list of 5.
I like them.
What a list.
Those are fun ones that are both like callbacks to previous things and also like sort of newer stuff from this campaign.
There was more as well. Like we know that the words for that the Libro di Liberico is on there, and like there's other ones, but I wanted to assume that like there were maybe is like a group of 8 or 10 that there could have been, and these are like the 5 that showed up.
Did I still have the handbook in my backpack when we went to the tower? I forget.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think there were. It's like
I think
like
we
you got it.
retconned that.
It's safe. Like it's whatever.
Well, Brandon, talk to me about Our Lady of Perpetual Punches and how satisfying was it to bring that to bear here?
I mean, it's like the satisfying moment in a video game where like you do a big old twirl and click in the little thing gauntlet on your arm and you feel how powerful. It's that. I mean, it's just good. It's good. Why would you? It's perfect. Why would you not be wearing this thing all the time?
That's what I'm always saying.
It's also a wonderful thing of like using one of Kraft's moves and that being important later for a different character. Like you gotta love it.
Yeah, that's teamwork, baby.
Makes the dream work. Julia, what also worked very well is convincing the big old demon to shrink down to rat size. That was a good idea.
I truly wasn't
really
sure if
funny.
that was going to work out.
It was so silly.
I mean, you rolled really well, I think, right? Isn't that
Yeah,
how
I
it
think I
worked?
did pretty good.
Yeah.
But I was like, how can I eliminate this rather than like Rowan having to do the same thing to the same demon, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, well, what if I could just convince him to shrink down?
I don't think I considered that enough in the campaign. What if I just said, hey, Fatberg, stop, and then roll on it?
I think with a demon minion, it's a little bit different than with Fatberg, where like the demon is like made out of pure id, so maybe you could actually convince it to do it. Well, Fatberg is like, no, I'm too busy respecting your boundaries.
Yeah, I think like the idea of turning a demon against its liege lord, more or less, is kind of like it's easy to tempt a demon because they're doing tempting all the time. So that was my thought process.
I love it. One thing I wish I did more in this campaign is just set buildings on fire, because the Christian devil just setting the tower on fire and then Rowan and Kraft kind of scrambling to put it off was definitely a diversion. And you know what? I don't know. What's the worst that could happen? Building burns down? Okay.
We're on the building, though. If it burns down, we're going down with it.
That's fine. We can have gravity lift us up.
Julia, we are superheroes.
Some of us can't fly. Connor, Kraft.
Yeah, but you got Rowan, and Rowan's got a moment of truth, which is something that I was sitting on for a few episodes. I think I unlocked it back in like the mid-20s of episodes and have been saving it. And there were a couple specific questions about that. So let's jump in.
I also unlocked my moment of truth in my 20s and have unlocked it on episode 33, I'll tell you.
Becca Ann asks, Amanda, were you always intending to use Rowan's moment of truth against the, quote, Camp-Paign big bad, or did the progression of unlocking it and then using it feel like an organic part of Rowan's arc? Great question, Becca. We knew how many episodes were left in the campaign a couple episodes before this one, so kind of like 28, 29-ish. And I mentioned that because I had already unlocked my moment of truth at that time, and I wanted to use it on something impactful. I think if any of my teammates had been imperiled and it felt like I couldn't get there on my own, that was probably when I would want to use it. But using it against the big bad just feels like the most impactful move that I could possibly have. And also, yeah, I feel like this group of episodes kind of asks, like, how would Rowan act if she was not afraid of appearing strange to anybody? And having kind of connected with her parents, having put that right a little bit, having put things right with Miriam to the extent she can, she's kind of like acting with nothing to lose in a weird way. So it felt like, all right, we might as well. Like, what does it look like to take control? Let's find out.
Yeah.
I think what's important about this, and I think there's a question from No Hugs Just Bugs about how I felt when that Rowan used her moment of truth to take down the Christian devil, or how I thought about where the encounter was going to go. I'm like, that's not my choice, man. Like, it's a move. If the players want to do it, you have to do it. And like, I like moment of truths because it doesn't shut everything down. It just like, I'm no longer the arbiter of storytelling. It goes into your realm. And then Amanda's going to figure out how this story goes. And we kind of see that with the whole back half of this episode. It's pretty much just Amanda talking about everything. And we'll talk about how she decided to deal with Rick Powers later on. But like, that's just what happens. I also want to point out, everyone's moment of truth is different. And the Nova is just the one who can warp reality.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's compare this first. Brandon, can you remind people what Connor's is as being the transformed?
I would love to. Quote, "It's so easy to forget that you're not your body, and you're not the voice in your head. You're both. Be the monster, and save them anyway. Smash down walls and speak softly, because when you embrace it, you can do anything. Of course, putting on a display like this is sure to rile up those who see only the monster when they look at you." Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I really like that, but it feels like the episode of one episode of Teen Titans. You know what I mean? It's like Connor comes into himself and like fights one villain and deals with it. And I think that's also what happened when you used this when we were dealing with Miriam the first time. But like, there's still consequences on there. It's just like you kind of took control for a little bit, while Rowan's is like, yeah, let's whatever. Rowan's are gonna warp reality. You know what I mean? Like there's the way that each of these moments of truth are just really written really differently as compared to the playbooks.
Yeah. A peek behind the curtain, I was considering using my moment of truth for this scene as well. And I am glad that Amanda got to have this opportunity to use this sort of like the culmination of like your relationship and the foil of Voidy Lynn and the reality of what your powers can be, I think was very important for you to have before the end of the campaign.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Brandon, No Hugs Just Bugs had a specific question for you.
Huh?
I've noticed that throughout the season, Connor seems to be tending more and more toward making selfish or maybe just chaotic decisions. Well, in the beginning, he seemed more team-oriented and go with the flow. Was this a conscious decision of character development or Brando simply enjoying being chaotic?
I can't not be me, folks.
Yes,
He's got to be him.
It's impossible. See, here's the thing, is I don't think that they're chaotic or selfish. I just think that they're the right thing to do in that moment. And I am very stubborn, and so I must do them. I say a lot of times, obviously jokingly, but I say a lot of times to Lauren, there's no such thing as acting, because like actors bring so much of themselves to the character. And this is what I mean. Like, Noah Wyle can't not be Noah Wyle when he's playing Dr. Robbie, and I can't not be Brandon when I'm playing a character.
Yeah.
Let me ask then, have you felt the characterization of Connor that you're trying to bring change over the course of this campaign?
Yes, but not like as a intentional arc that I sketched out, just more like as things developed and as Kraft and Rowan sort of came into their own and things changed around us, context changed around us. Like, I think Connor lost some confidence and also like changed the approach that he went for quote unquote leading the team,
You definitely use the move unstoppable much more than you use any of your conflict de-escalation.
Negotiation stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best move I have.
It's pretty good. It's a good move. Especially locking in Freak like you did.
I think it makes sense to change to your changing environment. Like, things happen to Connor and he's going to act a little bit differently as the campaign goes on. Like, again, this is our senior year of high school. I don't know about you guys, but that was a very pivotal year for me. I ended it feeling very different to how I started. And I think it's cool that we get to notice that for all of our characters throughout.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Here's a question from Ginger. Where was Emily Slaughter, and why was Rick so cool about casually having her sword? From my understanding, she never goes anywhere without it, and she just gave it to a high schooler? I'm not buying that.
Oh, no, I think Rick Powers kicked her ass, no?
He was supposed to go save her.
I thought he kicked her ass in Ticket.
Yeah, no, Emily Slaughter's helicopter went down, and Rick Powers saved her, and then she was, like, pinned under a helicopter, and then he took her sword.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But, like, in a cool way. Emily Slaughter's like, here, take this. Help Kraft stab the Christian devil with his sword.
Aw.
Damn.
See, I thought Emily Slaughter would have been fighting us in some way or another.
No, she and I are cool now.
Okay, okay.
And Rick Powers is like, I'm the number one boy, and she's like, I like that. Grades on paper are good. And they gave her the sword.
Yeah.
Pointy Purple Penguin is along the same wavelength. They said, do you think Powers might have forcibly taken it from her? Maybe she, though, was possessed by a devil and had to be defeated.
Oh.
At this point, I wouldn't put anything past Powers.
Yes,
You and
thank
me both, bud.
Pointy. Purple penguin, yes. Possessed by a devil is what I meant, not just jerk.
She is kind of just a jerk sometimes, though.
Ginger continues, when the Christian devil was yeeted, did they go into that void that Anita was sent to or a different space? And follow up, do we have to worry about the Christian devil getting sick new void powers now? I sure hope
That's
not.
a question for Amanda. I mean, you controlled it. Tell me.
I think it was just his atoms were distributed through the universe, not sent into the void.
I very much saw it as like a erasing from history and all existence versus a, putting into a like the game Portal style portal and then like appearing somewhere else, which is what I pictured more when dealing with Anita.
Yeah.
Amanda, can you rank some of the things that you did when you were an omnipotent god? Like poofing the Christian devil, turning the sword into a man, throwing Zavoidy Lynn, throwing Rick Powers away, etc., etc.
I think I'll power rank these where the y-axis is heresy and the x-axis is impact. So I'm going to have to say
my life, baby.
The most heretical but lowest impact is probably creating life or transmuting the sword back to a man. Don't worry, we'll get to it. Second, large impact, low heresy is going to be putting Lake Town City in the sky and then returning it to just a modest sea level.
Can we pause on that for a second?
Sure.
What was the thought process behind that? Because so the Christian devil was making it sink right down to hell, correct, Eric?
Yes, correct.
That's right.
And then you, instead of just bringing it back up to level, you put it in the sky.
Yes.
What was the thought?
Well, Brandon,
We could have had a sky city, Brandon.
I was at an impressionable age when Sky High came out, and who doesn't want to be in Sky High? Second, I thought that with kind of like raising sea levels, like all over the world, it could just be sort of future proofing to just make sure that we're above sea level and that maybe nothing terrible can touch us. And maybe it was really just tempting in the moment to have a godlike perch above the rest of New York State.
Yeah, totally.
Cloud Town
Love
City.
Yep.
Sky Town City.
Skytram. You need like oxygen support on Skytram though.
Skytram would just be normal height now.
Yeah. It'd be subterranean.
And then poofing the Christian devil very easily and then dealing with Rick Powers.
Yes, that's going to be high heresy and high impact. It would have affected almost everybody on Earth at this point who must have heard of the Christian devil or things influenced by the Christian devil.
Do we think it's high heresy to destroy the devil? Or is that low heresy?
Because I think the devil is like structurally important in the storytelling of the Christian Bible. And so I do think
really
it kind of
not.
impacts the whole worldview.
It was funny that moment where we were like, what's the devil? What are you talking about? And Rowan was like, okay, we're putting him back. We're putting him back. And then how do you feel about how you dealt with Rick Powers?
So that's actually below the heresy axis because that is pro God. That is godly in order to sort of like make Rick Powers get a taste of his own medicine and barely involves the powers. We could have probably done that.
Incredible.
Wow.
It was a good time.
Good time.
If I were king, that's what I would do. No Hugs Just Bugs wants to know, is Emily Slaughter now powerless or do her sword prowess abilities extend to any sword?
Oh,
Good question.
I think Emily Slaughter's powerless. 100%.
Whoa. I mean, she still is trained in the sword, the way of the sword.
Yeah, now she's
Very
just
rich.
now she's just samurai Black Widow girl boss. But like she doesn't have a superpowered sword that has her brother's soul in it anymore, which I think she might be okay with, honestly.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Tanky Doodle Dandy says, Eric, did you ever at any point in
No.
season 2 or 4 give
No.
enough? Hang on, let me finish the question here.
It's like Jeopardy. It's like on Jeopardy. I'm
buzzing.
buzzing in. I'm like, no.
Nope. Nope. Just gotta finish the question. Give enough characterization to Emily Slaughter's brother to have assigned him a voice, motivations, etc., or was that all on the fly in the episode? I think we know where your answer is. You may now buzz in.
What is no? I did not think I would need to come up with this man. I didn't think I needed him to have a name. I didn't know he needed a personality. I didn't know he had wants and fears. I didn't know. But that's what happens when you're God. You kind of just get to change stuff and make stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure he will be totally okay in the future.
I'm just like, this is a traumatized, waspy man whose name is Emil. There we go.
Was he nude when he got turned back into a man?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah, for
was.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I do want to point out, though, that he was like the soul of the brother was first human, even if there was no human body. Like, we're not clear on like when he got turned into a sword, but even if it was immediate, that's still a person. And so I don't know. I think it's cool and interesting and just a fun thing to do. If the universe is unlocked and you're in the middle of the eye of the hurricane and can shape matter to your will, then give that man a body.
Just a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emily Slaughter has a backstory, much like Batman and Spider-Man, where like a D-level villain does something to you that changes your entire life. Like whether we're talking about Joe Chill or just like the random dude who shows up in the original Spider-Man movie who kills Uncle Ben, who's just like a man stealing stuff with a gun. So it's like in my head, it's like, I don't know. They're like young, and there was a car crash. This is very Iron Man too, where like there was a car crash, and then some guy killed her parents and like put her brother's soul into a sword. Like that's just what happened. Like I don't know, man. Like it just happened.
Dude, the D-level villain putting someone's soul into a sword is extremely
Yeah, like that's just what I imagine.
Because normally it's like a mugger, right? And then in this case, it's like guy who has power to put soul into sword.
What is that? Who's the pterodactyl guy, Julia? Who from Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, he's just
Who just wants to be a dinosaur?
Where
or
he just
whatever?
wants
The
everyone to
fuck
be
is his
dinosaurs.
name?
Where he has like DNA.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
He has
hold on.
DNA. He can change DNA and he can solve cancer, but he just wants everyone to be dinosaurs. Like it reminds me, it's like there was a car crash or something, and then this guy shows up and he's like, "That's a fresh soul right there. I bet I can put it into a sword."
It's Sauron, by the way.
Yeah, his name's Sauron. Oh, God.
Love it.
Speaking of folks who are not in this episode, any idea what Glimmer was up to? Wraith was MIA, Rick seemed to be doing his own thing with the powers, so what was she doing? Feels kind of sucky to join a new team and then immediately they go off on their own thing. And that was Ginger.
I feel like Glimmer was in the group that was with Powers, but might have gotten left behind when Powers went to go deal with Emily Slaughter and then come with the sword.
Yeah. That's what happened. That was like the whole thing of all those people collecting around Rick Powers when he got shot by the sniper. And then Rick Powers kind of like, he sees Rowan go away and he's like, oh, I got to flex. I got to go do stuff. I got to get myself up and do it. And he's probably just like, hey, everyone else, go fight some demons. And they're like, okay, I guess. So they all they had their like misadventures out in Lake Town City. Like everyone got very scattered, I think, once they got off the train.
Valid.
Yeah.
And Ginger's final question for this episode is, how is Rowan feeling after knowing she could do these great acts of power and her worst fears didn't instantly come true? Relieved, scared, worried that somehow this isn't her limit. I think we don't get to see that yet, but as we kind of wrap up our discussion of these episodes, I think it's totally fair to say that this is both the most Rowan could possibly do and also the unlocking of a new chapter. Like if this power is available for her to tap into, maybe not at any point because you can't use your moment of truth and like do that exact same thing over and over again in the playbook, but this does lock a label. This does unlock other moves. She's close to unlocking adult moves. And so I think as a checkpoint in Rowan's development and her comfort with her powers, experiencing the thing she most feared, which is the temptation of having the universe like clay in the palm of her hand, matters. And hopefully you will see how that works out for her in the last couple episodes.
I love that. I'm also realizing Connor should have asked for bigger muscles while we were.
Okay, everybody, just think about it. And if your BFF ends up being able to mold universe like so much clay, just have prepared in the back of your mind what your kind of first couple requests would be. Julia, I want to be 6 foot. Okay, none of this 5'10" bullshit. 6 foot.
Okay, got it. I want to be exactly the same height as you,
and I want it all on the legs.
I want to have invented an app in 2006 that makes me independently wealthy.
Ooh,
love it.
Smart. I want to have invented a device that the US government uses for, I don't know, space stuff.
Refrigeration, yeah.
And everything I want can't be said out loud on a recorded medium.
This is your limit? This?
It's a lot of murder, Amanda.
Oh, okay.
Brandon, you already stole so much from the Sirius XM publicly traded company. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's all in Bitcoin.
All right,
Yeah.
folks, next issue on Join the Party / Who Can Say. Again, as a reminder, scheduling wise, you will have episode 34 next week, episode 35 the week after that, then a one-shot as we gather up all of your after-party questions for this whole campaign and anything else, any one-shot, any previous campaign here on the Join the Party feed. And that episode will come out for you on Tuesday, February 24th. So, Ben There Aloha wants to know, if this was the climax where the big villain gets defeated and we still have 2 episodes left, are we heading for a classic literary denouement / extended epilogue? Will Powers come back for one last battle? Will Kraft use her moment of truth? Will Connor be hopeless at the prom? What's going to happen?
No one knows.
Well, we know that Connor's going to be hopeless at the prom.
Yeah, whether or not we see it here on the show, you know that happens.
Yes.
We'll see.
We've been saying it. It's the one thing I can guarantee you is going to happen in one of the next 2 episodes.
Pointy Purple Penguin wants to know, I really hope this was indeed the end, but with 2 more episodes left, I can't help but wonder / fear that something else might happen. Was Fatberg actually defeated by the devil? Will he come back for a final showdown? TBD?
I don't know. I feel like he was disintegrated into a pile of dude wipes, but
That did
who
happen.
knows?
We saw that
so
happen.
upsetting.
It's so funny reaching into a pile of dude wipes and taking out like an object.
So
of power.
upsetting.
like a nuclear radiation. Yeah, like what is it? What, like Homer Simpson always grabs them in The Simpsons. You know,
Yeah,
just
like a
what?
nuclear
Just
rod,
like a little cylinder of nuclear power.
Plutonium.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a plutonium thing. Yeah.
No wipe is flushable, never flush a wipe. And finally, Ginger says, how are Rick's powers going to react now that they haven't gotten their way? Are they going to act in retaliation against Rowan? And how will this, gasp, affect the rankings?
Ooh.
Ginger knows what they're talking about.
Ginger
That's
knows
good
what's
stuff.
important.
Thank you, Ginger. Thank you for paying attention, Ginger. I appreciate you.
Who can say, folks? That is all to come on the final 2 episodes of Join the Party.
Whee!
Here we go.
All right, everybody, say goodbye. We will see you shortly. And remember, get those questions in on social, on Patreon, or via email, jointhepartypod.com.
Goodbye.
Later.
Bye.
May your rolls trend ever upward.
Hey, all you super